All right, welcome back to Wyzecar Mods. So what we've got today are my 4 favorite 3D printed mods for the Wyzecar. So as you can see, I progressively had made changes to different Wyzecars and kind of made them, you know, their unique own thing. But I want to talk about some of the things that Justin on Etsy, if you go to his shop now, 3D Print Nerd, he's got all kinds of stuff, not just for the Wyzecars, but I'm going to talk about my 4 favorite ones for the Wyzecar today. So let's start with just some of the accessories first of all. So this one here, the dump truck, that fits perfectly onto the Wyzecar as it is by default. The next one that kind of goes with that is he's got a box that you can put stuff in, also fits into the back. And then he's got a couple different options, but there's a drink holder as well, like a 16 ounce, like, you know, monster can will fit perfectly down in here. So that's one of the first and foremost ones, is like the additional add-ons that you can get without having to go and mod your Wyzecar. Now let's talk about the next one. So this next one is going to be more along the lines of, I don't know if anybody has had this happen. You can see my strap here broke. And I've seen this time and time again online where people have complained, hey, I got these straps, you know, I had to reach out to Wyze and they broke. Well, I explained to Justin what was happening with mine and all the other people online that were having the same issue. He said, give me a couple hours. Came back, sent over a 3D printed custom mount to replace the broken bands. So this is actually a flexible filament. It doesn't stretch, but he has made it so it fits perfectly onto the Wyzecar. So you just hook it, and you're good to go. It also comes with a little piece to go in between as well, like a little hard piece that will go in between these 2 flexible links, so that you got a nice solid fit when you're putting it on your Wyzecar. So it'll basically fit like this. I'll add in like an overview shot on top of this so that you can see exactly how it's supposed to fit. And then he also hooked me up with something else. It was something I didn't even realize that I had a problem with, which is if you're like me and you go to plug in the USB in the back, sometimes the battery moves and it shifts around because the only thing holding it still is the actual rubber band. So if I could take this one back off, I'm going to show you. All right, so we got the strap off, and what I wanted to show you is it's hard to see without actually looking at it, but look at this. So typically when we put our Wyze battery in here and we strap it down, you still got a lot of play that can like move around and shift, especially when you're trying to plug something in. I was like, I think putting something over here to like hold it in place. He sent me this. It's a little flexible, but it is basically a perfect fit into the Wyzecar. Then you take your battery, slide it right in there. And I mean, even without the band, this thing it's incredible. So if you haven't already visited Justin's Etsy store to get your Wyze product 3D printed items, I've got one for the watch stand. I've got ones for the sensors that go with the security system that Wyze has. And sorry, there was a spider, I had to kill it. And a bunch of other things that I've got. Like I've got the little night lights as well. He makes some little stands for the night lights and all kinds of stuff. So first and foremost, get some kind of piece for the back. The next part is going to be getting not only the cover that goes around the battery, but also getting something that comes in, you know, some kind of flexible filament so that you can strap it down, because I've already had multiple of these bands break, so it's just a matter of time, honestly. And he even has them in different colors. This is more of like a highlighter yellow, and That's awesome. I mean, he's even got the matching straps to go with it. So if you want to do something different besides black, absolutely can. I ordered, obviously since I've got 3, there's a 4th one that has not even been opened yet that we will get into and will mod. Right now, this is still the same one that we did the solar panel video on. And I'll give you an update. It sat out in the afternoon for a few hours over a couple day period and charged up the battery completely from being fully dead. And the last mod is probably going back to my first 2, where we added bigger wheels. I told you guys to go out and get the brass adapters. They do work, but if you look at the way that the axles are set up, the axles are like a hex shape, and we're putting this round adapter over it and then tightening it down with the set screws. And then of course the bigger wheels, no matter what it is, the 12mm hex fit on there perfectly. And I told Justin, I'm like, look, it'd be great if we could get something that is a perfect fit over the existing axles. So I'm not trying to tighten it down with a set screw and, you know, maybe potentially still use the screw that comes with it. Came up with a design in a few hours. This is a perfectly 3D printed hex-shaped adapter. It fits over the existing axle. A little nut screws down in here, and then when you go to mount your bigger tires, you can just basically screw it right in and it's held in. It's incredible. So I highly recommend this. And I ordered a bunch. I've got red, I've got black, I've got a white color. And if you look at my monster truck version just real close, probably can see it, there's orange as well. So I've got an orange one. That was the first one I tried out. We'll go ahead and do it on this video. I'm gonna go ahead and take the wheels off this one and we'll put on some bigger tires. I've had some other ideas in mind, and because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm working on something special as well. And I know a lot of you guys might be Lego fans, and I was thinking, gee, I mean, I wonder, do you think this will fit? I mean, I think it'll fit. We're gonna try it. We're gonna make it fit. And as soon as I get this built and, you know, somehow retrofitted onto this, we'll do a video about that as well. So let's take a look at switching out the wheels with these hex adapters. All right, so a little bit more intimate, closer, so we can go ahead and see what's going on here. And I didn't even show you what we're gonna be doing. So these are gonna be the new tires. I wanted to go for something that potentially, if we go this route, it'll go and look more Jeep-like. This is gonna be the same size as the monster truck tires, but they are a lot, well, not a lot, but they're skinnier than the monster truck tires. And I know sometimes when I'm driving this one, they're really grippy. So you go to turn and it takes a little bit and all of a sudden, and then it catches and goes. I'm hoping these being a little skinnier, they'll like give me a little more maneuverability. But on to the project. So we're just gonna take this off. Now also somebody recommended getting a washer that fits in between the hex adapter and the actual housing, because if you look at the way that the front and back are set up, there is a little bit of play, and I think the idea to put a washer in here is an excellent idea. So that will probably be the next thing I go ahead and do. So here's what I'm talking about. So if you look at it, it's not like a perfectly stationary axle. Yeah, it goes left and right, but it actually goes in and out a little bit. So a washer would like hold it in place. So I think that's a great idea, and we're gonna do that. Oh, let's see if we can get this screw out, because basically I'm gonna be reusing this. And if anybody has any ideas what to do with all these extra tires, I'm game for it, because I mean, we're 3 cars in now, so I'm starting to pile up with what, I'm gonna have 12 of these tires just sitting around now. I don't wanna get rid of them because they're great. And I mean, they're definitely for a different size rock crawler. All right, so what we have to do is take your original screw, you're gonna slide it down in here. Then when I slide it onto the axle, it's gonna have something to screw into. Look at that. It's fantastic. There we go. All right, and then the only thing we have to do is put the nut in, put this wheel on, and then go ahead and put one of these. Now, make sure when you order, there's an option that comes with this. Absolutely recommend just getting whatever Justin has to go with this 3D printing kit, so the screw in, the nut, and everything. And then once I put this in, we're gonna be all set. And look at that. That is just awesome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up, and then I'll catch you once I've got all four on. We'll see how it looks. All right, so I wanted to get the last one on frame. So again, we're just taking the little nut. There's a hole right here in the top of this adapter for this to go in. And that basically slides right down in there. And that's gonna be basically the nut that when it screws in, it's gonna lock into that nut. And that's what's gonna keep that wheel on nice and tight. This is better than I think any other solution I could have come up with. So kudos to Justin and his Etsy shop, because just when I came up with an idea, he was like, sure, let me take a crack at it. Sent me a couple of pictures, and he's like, all right, I got it up on the store for you to purchase. So he's gotten everything I needed uploaded and done, and I hope you guys go and buy stuff from him just like I have, because I'm going to continue to order. Hopefully we've got some surprises coming for you in the future, because we've been looking at, you know, things that we could potentially do with this, and that's what we're going to be working on. All right, so I'll just tighten this up real fast. And again, if you haven't subscribed, you need to do it already, because I'm hoping that this project is going to be what turns into our Jeep Wrangler. I've still got to work out some of the details, but hopefully after all is said and done, somehow we make this happen. This is the hope and dream, right guys? All right, so again, like, subscribe, go to Justin's store, 3D Print Nerd on Etsy, and get yourself all of these products that you need. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.